to start out by looking at emotions. But before I do that, a lot of times people hear the mental abilities. You know, the first thing they think about is actually intelligence. So have many of you here heard of something called the IQ? I'm going to be showing you some things that you'll find amazing. Amazing. I know that they amazed me. First thing we found is that actually, when it comes to the way people handle their emotions, there's three main ways. The first is what we call engulfed. So we have a saying in the United States, and that is people who worry all the time. They're anxious, right? We call them worry warts, you know? Anybody here willing to admit that sometimes, you know, a little bit of worrying, we tend to worry a little bit? I know that I'm one of those. So what we're talking about is someone like that. When we say engulfed, we mean that when an emotion is so strong, you know, that it actually takes over, and it's hard to get it out of our head. It's hard to let it go. Well, some of us, genetically, are just more that way. We just feel things more. We feel them more quickly, more easily. We feel them more intensely. And so, you know, when something happens, like we were just watching the video, right? With the lion chasing, what was the lion chasing?
Cheetah was cheetah.
I'm sorry?
It was cheetah.
It was a cheetah
chasing.
Okay, so, you know, and notice that, unfortunately, right, when he caught the animal, there was a lot of people went, oh. Okay, those are your emotions at play. And they also show that you have empathy, which is very good. You want that. Indifferent. Indifferent is the opposite. A lot of times, we have been brought up, we've been taught, either through our culture or in our families, that it's not okay to show emotion, that we have to be strong all the time, you know? And so what happens is, for some people, they don't really feel their emotions very much, and they might appear indifferent, you know, that they really don't care or don't feel. I wanted to share with you a study, though, that shows that that's not true. So for all my strong, silent people in here, you know, right, who pretend not to feel or not to show, well, we've taken people like you, and we sat them right next to people who are more engulfed, who tend to feel their emotions easily. And you know what we've done? We've hooked those people up to all kinds of wires to be able to measure their brain waves, and to be able to measure their heart rate, and to be able to measure, you know, even just how much their pores open in their skin to show that they're actually feeling something. Believe it or not, your skin, if the pores open, show more feeling, you know? And we hooked up all these wires, and then we showed them these very emotional scenes. And guess what? The people who were engulfed, that feel their emotions easily, well, yes, okay? Everything was showing, you know, through the tests. Oh, definitely they were feeling. But here's where the surprise was. All those people who appeared indifferent, like they don't even think that they're feeling the same thing, guess what? They had the same results. They had the same results. So what is interesting is that even though a person might not feel much of anything, it doesn't mean that it's not going on. All right? It doesn't mean it's not going on. Self-awareness is our goal. Self-awareness is what we want to have. And what that means is that when something is happening that's important to us, that we actually can feel the emotion, whatever it is, and then to be able to make a decision what to do with the emotion.